Hello and welcome back. If I'm not mistaken, we spent we spent basically all of last episode just setting up our gear again. Is that correct? Wanderer's important. Yes. Yes, that is correct. Okay. Let's have a... Is our... How do you do that again? Is... Oh, wait, is that a thing? Okay, I discovered a new good button to have, but... How the fuck did I... Formation? Oh, okay, that works too. Like so. Let's do that. Because we're still missing. I don't know if Heinrichs is gonna be mad at me. We'll have to see about that. Oh, is Marashi just hanging out here? Am I supposed to know that? Can I go talk to him? Oh, I can. The tall Drukari, whose body is riddled with painful-looking puncture wounds and dotted with metal rings and clamps, lets out a chuckle as you approach and begins speaking in his own language. Your elucidator hisses to life, translating the words. Look, Carrion, is this the monkey that cost you your place at the Archon's side? Marajai's eyes flare with turquoise fire at the sight of you, an immediate uncontrollable urge to kill. The Drukari seizes the blades hanging from his belt and freezes at the shout of the metal-studded Xenos. Careful with the meat for the arena, Marashai. If Sinistoria is short on toys for her fighters, you will be punished again. She seems to enjoy pitting you against, Chimere. Maybe this time she won't deem it necessary to give you back your skin after you slay them. The motionless Marashai turns his head towards his kin, and you notice a thin red stripe on his neck below his ear, like a fresh stitch. Shaking with barely contained rage, the former Dracon stares at you with dark eyes. I have a lot of options here. I guess we can start off with a few questions. So you and your rabble are the champions of the local arena? Abis frowns at the sound of the elucidator and turns away from you dismissively, exchanging a few words with the witch standing next to him. The mocking laughter and haughty looks in your direction leave no doubt about the subject of their conversation. Let's go with this. Snap the elucidator shut and address Marajai. Your kin does not seem overly fond of you. Marajai casts a contemptuous glance at the witches and without hesitation switches to Low Gothic. This witch cult scum is not my kin. Half-born like Abis belong here in the filth of the chasm. He cuts himself off, his gloves squeaking in protest as he clenches his fists. Do I want to cooperate with him? You are trapped. I am trapped. We could help each other. You help me? The Drukhari snorts disdainfully. Why would the Kore help the hunter? If you expect me to believe that... Oh, so you like being in this dump at the beck and call of this rabble? Aren't you afraid they won't give you back your skin the next time? Marajai clicks his tongue in irritation and rears back, but before he can respond, Abis makes an impatient gesture. I'm tired of listening to you and your old friend whispering in that primitive babble. Enough, we must go. Marashai grudgingly obeys the order, but as he walks away, he can't resist tossing another unreadable look in your direction. Okay. Win the arena bell, it says. I have no idea where the boots are. Den of the Shriekers. Mangles. Right, that's what we were supposed to do. I don't know about that. I don't know about giving him what he wants.
Sister Argenta, do you want to pray together to the Exalted One when we return to the ship? But it has to be somewhere private. I don't want to ruin my reputation as an unscrupulous trader.
Sometimes I think you are not such a bad person, Jai, and it unnerves me.
Interesting banter. Weird place for it to take place. They're like, oh, when we get back to this ship, you know, we can do this and that. Like we're not fucking in fucking Komorog. Komorog. That one. Fucking... What's in a name? So I have reason to go both here and to... Oh right, we can go here and do that thing. Puts us right here. We can go... Let's just go to the Mangle sector to start. Come on, there we go.
Keep your wits
Now we're looking for a bunch of things, but primarily the Chetonos or whatever. Ah, there he is. Oh boy, are we supposed to fight him? I just saved. I didn't need to do.
Emperor favors me today. I always have a backup plan.
They will bow before me.
Well, seems like we're fighting whether we want to or not. I recognize that. There's a model that looks like it, surely. Now I'm certainly not a Dark Eldar player, so I don't really know their models that well. But I'm pretty sure I've seen something like that. I think we'll just all hang back as best we can. Maybe put Argenta slightly forwards. 459. Is there supposed to be no music? Wait. Sorry, that's just me having my sound low. I turned it up a bit and I could hear it. Okay. Now. It's gonna hang out. I'm gonna put it there. In the hopes that if he moves forward, he'll still be in the zone. We want a rear. That's a good rear. And a back line. Let's put it there. I think I'm hoping it goes for Argenta first, since she's in the front, but I don't know. Kill zone, perfect spot. You.
It's as good as done.
Gee, I sure hope I can. Yeah. Anything else we want to do? Analyze. We can analyze them first.
I'll see to it personally.
And then we take a shot.
Who, if not me?
For 39, that's pretty good. I just remembered I have the fucking thing. I probably... Okay, let's do this.
If you insist, Lord Captain.
And confirm that Earlit does indeed have a shot. Yeah, I don't think this will be a very hard fight now that we have all our gear.
No weakness is hidden from my sight.
No, what? Cassia wasn't done. Why did he get to move? Okay. I held in my gaze, so I'm gonna do that.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
And that. Hopefully...
I am a navigator, not a servitor.
Hopefully he will be held. Oh, he's not held. Devitalization. Huh. Huh. Okay. Aim for the opening is what I'm looking for. No, that's what I want to do. When we go boom. He keeps going.
Looks like I'll need more augmentations. Bloody
Oh.
Dawn.
Don't you die on me now!
Huh.
If I must. Another soul slips
Biomechanical creature is flailing its limbs faintly. Its body is broken and bears the signs of combat, but it seems no one is planning to repair it. You can see the glistening flesh under the cracked carapace and the bunches of wires that permeate it. The armor plates rise heavily and the creature emits a wistful, creaking sigh full of regret. Cassia's entire body is shivering. The colors of this creature, it is oozing with stained crimson shades and the tenebrous blackness of suffering. It is as if this construct was purposefully made to absorb the most dreadful colors that living things can exude. But how is that possible? I'm gonna examine. Every limb of the creature, the hard ones on the skeletal paws and the flexible ones on metallic cords, is equipped with a variety of implements similar to surgical tools. The jagged circular saws, twisted drills, and vibrating monoscalpels promise unbearable pain. You can clearly see the inside of the mechanism through the holes in its armor. Its gut can open to drag a hamstrung victim inside. Once the victim finds themselves in the monster's stomach, they will be pierced by injectors that will liquefy them. The substance will then drain to the reservoirs at the tail end of the creature. Can you understand me? The creature emits a series of wheezing sounds. Was it an answer, moans of agony, or just the normal rumbling of its mechanism? No way to tell. The creatures in this place can only understand the language of pain sharing. Let's smash its head in before something happens that we can't undo. I will not hurt you anymore. Creature's servo motors howl as they send the last remaining energy into its body. One of the limbs lunges at you, but the charge is not enough for the strike to reach its target. End exchange. I will not hurt him. I will just finish him off. I guess I finished him off. Life Sunderer. Chronos Pain Converter. What was the newest? Doesn't seem like any one of us can use it. Oh, strength 60. It's a heavy Drukhari weapon. That frankly doesn't seem all that great looking at it. Compared to a heavy bolter, and it's like... Is it... It seems worse, to be frank. Crippled arm, you say? Would you mind doing something about that? Where is Jai at?
Let's make a deal.
Oh, there she is.
I woke
I
up
couldn't
with a
see her
feeling
for
of
the
wonder,
monster.
as if
I owe you a debt.
Okay.
Is there money to be made?
Argenta should have one too,
I'm
but it's not
restless.
showing here.
Ministration is a holy task.
Hopefully that fixed any potential problems. I don't know why that one's separate, but I'll put it in the slot there. Heavy leather armor. Anything else? Nope. Then let's... Actually, let's quick save.
Duty prevails.
And... Oh.
Rise to the top, or get left in the dust.
What? Okay, it's done. That's done. So then we go to the Den of the Shriekers, which I believe is the pit. Except we've already fought Malice, which I might have done too early. Compared to what may have been intended. But that's just how it is sometimes, I guess. Regardless, I'm gonna head back here. Oh. Oh, hey. He just like ran away though.
I always get the job
And
done.
while continue tropin, a stimulant that heightens one's perception of moving objects but hinders their ability to see stationary obstacles. Huh. Curious.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
You guys having a little get together? All the shriekers hanging out. And here we are. The Commissar? My brothers and sisters, it is time for you to meet our greatest ally. Rogue trader Jane from Valancius herself is part of the resistance. I ask you, how can we fail with someone so mighty fighting on our side? The maleficent Xenos have already tried to kill her in the arena, yet their efforts were for naught. The Emperor protects. The Commissar gives his inspirational speech while looking right in the eye without a shred of shame. His words draw smiles of amazement and exultation from the people around him. You have never seen any of them before. Traitor! You condemned them to death! You lied to us, and now I have come to exact retribution. Commissar's smile becomes unpleasant. Sister Argenta, what are these accusations I'm hearing? Could it be that the horrors of combat have rattled you so? Have you been blinded by the ensuing madness? He has a well-measured dash of pointed suspicion to his voice. Or has our cunning enemy poisoned your mind with some wicked influence? Argenta, I shall be the one to dispense justice, and I shall do so at a time of my choosing. As you will. Argenta sighs grimly. She stares at the Commissar and says with conviction, We are not finished here, Jako Sotny. This is not a pardon, merely a sentence stayed. Not at Malice. Is Malice here? Is he hanging out? There's the Commissar. I don't know where Malice is. I've fought him and won once with worse odds. Gonna nod at Malice. Was it not our intention to kill him? The Viper is surprisingly hard to kill. He's chock full of life support augmetics. I figured a new pet would be a nice bonus to claiming victory and having the den back. Besides, new recruits need a target to practice their aim on. Okay. Alice looks horribly maimed. One of his arms has almost been ripped off and now is hanging on by sinew alone. His acidic voice, however, is the same as before, and so is the bloodthirsty gleam in his eyes I can't read. Just their aim. What about their close combat skills? Let me out. Make me suffer. Pit me against 3 of you, 5 of yours, unarmed. Good entertainment for you people, is it not? Either let him go or execute him. I abhor torture. You suggest that we let him die? After all he has done? After he condemned so many of our own to death for the ungodly pleasures of Xenos? Fuck you. The Commissar's fervent shouting permeates the den. We will grant this vicious spawn an easy death? Never. Smiling triumphantly at his soldiers' unanimous response, the Commissar adds in a lowered voice, How can I let such an inspiring prisoner go? My fellow resistance fighters would be devastated. I have questions about you personally. I got nothing to hide. There can be no foibles in a disciplinary officer's past and present. Who are you really? What do you mean by that? Are you asking what my name is? Is Jako Sodny? I didn't lie about that. Want to know my trade? I got none. I was born in a hive that was suffocating from overpopulation. All I did my whole life was just survive, using whatever means fate would throw my way. You want to know who I serve, or who I believe in? Myself and myself. No one else. Maybe you meant to ask what my calling is. That would have been an interesting question indeed. I think I may be an artist at heart. A beaming smile lights up his face. How did you come to be in Commodore? They were forming an Astra Militarum regiment on my planet. Thousands of morons brought the Commissar's grok shit about rations and the glorious duty that is protecting the Imperium. I wasn't one of them, though. However, it soon turned out that those thousands of volunteers weren't enough. That's when the planet's governor conscripted the entire population of 17 hive levels, everyone who was of age. I lived on one of those levels. That's how I became a soldier, or to be specific, how I joined a penal legion. Our regiment was abandoned from the start for some heinous act committed by one of our dead predecessors. When they left us to die at the hands of Drukhari, I decided I'd eat enough crap out of the Imperium's hands. I beat our commissar to death and convinced my unit to surrender. And that's how I ended up here. You look like you're enjoying yourself here in Commodore. You seem surprised. You're the rogue trader here. You're the one whose former life was sweeter than this one. But for a commoner like me, our beloved Imperium is just as much of a deadly, treacherous, deceitful place where everyone wants to use you and kill you. The only difference is nobody here demands that you jump for joy about the way things are. So yeah, I like this place more than my former world. I have no more questions. What do you think those people will do if I tell them what your true business is? The Commissar answers with a smug, confident smile. Care to find out? Let's see who they believe. Their brother in arms who promised them an expeditious escape, or the highborn loudmouth without a concrete plan. Aren't you worried that he might spill you a little secret? Nodded Vigastus. Tell me, do you honestly think that the incoherent blubbering of a cripple who just got rescued from Drukhari imprisonment will convince anyone in here? Those monsters torture the poor lad. He's been through so much. No wonder he's lost his marbles and sees traitors everywhere. Vigastus is no fool. He knows I always come out on top. Now you know it too. Isn't that great? The Commissar grins and winks at Vigastus, who merely continues to glare at him. I have other business to attend to. The Emperor protects. So that quest is considered finished. Sell those thugs. Wait. Where's my party?
Rogue trader. Being reunited with the Emperor's Chosen is a balm to my soul. I have made no attempt to do so.
Oh.
What need do I have to know of the depravity of the enemies of humanity, when all I want is to burn it all in pure, raging flame? I already know all I need to. This place is evil, but there are servants of the Emperor here worthy of salvation.
I didn't realize there was voice dialogue for this. We need to find a way out of here.
We do. And I swear to fight for that end, and not to lose hope, even when deceit, corruption, and treachery surround us on all sides. May Terra's light be with you, rogue trader.
Huh. Oh, and my friends are just like hanging out.
Let's see, your ladyship rogue trader, Shireen, bane of my soul and savior of my flesh. Cruel fate has driven us straight into the foulest corner of the galaxy. Home sweet home to the Drukhari scum. I have it on good authority that no one leaves this place. Not alive, not dead, not even in pieces.
The grim seriousness and the thin, haggard body cannot belong to the Jahidari you know. Before you stands a soldier, tough and no nonsense. I'm still waiting for an explanation. Let's start with this. How are your lungs?
Good as new, Shireen. No, honest. I can breathe and I'm not coughing up blood in people's faces anymore. You did well by me again, Shireen. Thank you. I will do my best to repay you in kind.
Ironic quirk of her brow as she runs. Faded augmentation that has replaced her lungs and throats. As if she can't believe that it is once again part of her body. Yep. I'm still waiting for an explanation, Jai.
So what do you want to hear, Shireen? A children's tale about a beautiful princess? A ballad about a queen of thieves? How about a new story, Shireen? Once upon a time, there was a little girl who lived on a sand-covered lump of rock. And the core of that rock contained untold riches for servants of the Imperium. The girl scraped out those riches with her little hands, breaking her back and coughing up her lungs, on behalf of people who had never clapped eyes upon her, and who would never know her name. She did this every day until she turned 16, and then...
Truth this time, eh? Jai cringes at her own words and with all the crudeness of a veteran soldier spits on the floor. Sounds like this might be the truth.
Then his servants came and drafted the girl into the 19th Ifrit Regiment. Can you imagine? Of course, the regiment was wiped out on its first sortie. But the girl survived. The Exalted One protects. So what was next? Years serving in the Astra Militarum, just a shitload of hard labor, and fighting, and deals, and shady connections, and new opportunities.
Yeah, this is truth.
But everything in this world ends sooner or later, Shireen. The now not-so-little girl went and fell in with the Kasbalika. She saved up a little gold, and she even indulged in excess from time to time. Until living the good life almost cost the little girl her head after her patrons got caught in an internal investigation between the Officio Prefectus and Departamento Munitorum. So the girl ran as fast as her little legs could carry her, until her eyes and the whims of fortune brought her to the expanse. A shitty story, all things considered, Shireen.
Is Jai your real name, at least?
I swear on the grave of my drunkard father who sold me into the mines, and on the lives of the 11 siblings I never had, Shireen.
Ah. Fuck. I'm gonna assume that a successful test tells me she's telling the truth. Fuck. Do you have a family?
The folks on Footfall are my only family, Shireen. The trickster twins and the rest of the rabble, plain-talking and loyal as dogs. And sometimes as dull as the pommel of a worn-out blade.
So you used to... Fucking goddamn it, every time. So you used to be in the Imperial Guard.
Corporal Haydari reporting for duty,
Corporal.
ma'am. I've had enough of the Astra Militarum shit to last a lifetime, Shireen. And my body's collected enough souvenirs from run-ins with Xenos and heretics to last 2 lifetimes. Except when it comes to the Guard, there's no such thing as used to be. That wretched life sank its claws into me good. But that also means I remember what it's like to be a small, shaking, insignificant pawn. And that's why I appreciate what I have now, all the more.
How did you get involved with the Kasbalika?
What? You think it's difficult? Once me and my fellow guardsmen snuck into the upper city in search of a good watering hole where the high and mighty of that world congregated. Another time, our regiment was sent to defend the tallest spires on a hive world. And I had an epiphany. I saw how the other half lives. And by half, I mean the ones born with a diamond spoon in their mouth, instead of an entrenching shovel rammed up their arse.
I don't think that's half. If we're talking like percentages, that's a very small percent.
My eyes were open to the truth, Shireen. The Imperium is full of opportunities, even for people like myself. The trick is knowing whose palms to grease, whose boots to lick, whose throat to squeeze, and whose arses to kick. I was very popular with everyone in the guard command, you see. I'd procure things for them, whatever they wanted. And so the Kasbalika took notice.
That explains the lung implant, but what about the hand?
It was orcs.
Oh yeah?
Not everything I say is a lie, Shireen.
Oh, she might have told us before that it was orcs. So you're a deserter as well. I hope this comes across as jovial.
You know, Shireen, I could still be bouncing around from one world to another, holed up on tired old ships with only venal grunts for company, if I hadn't decided I wanted more for my life. I accepted a shipment from the Kasbalika of certain chemicals. You know, for carnal pleasures and the like. Some bigwig was throwing a party to celebrate his 5th decade in the service.
Damn.
And that's when I got the attention of the newly arrived commissar. I was rummaging through the pockets of Astra Militarum with one hand and shuffling the Kasbalican cargo with the other. You can imagine what would have happened to my head had the commissar not started with my higher-ranked patrons. Whoop the never mind.
Have you never once wanted to tell me the truth? I am more than just your patron after all.
Not once, if you can believe it. By the way, Shireen, I'm not really a princess. I'm filthy underhive scum, and I've been lying to you the whole time. I would have been flung out of your bed so fast, it would take my scream a few seconds to catch up.
Okay, let's go with this. This seems good. If you are wondering whether things have changed for me now, the answer is no. You haven't changed and my feelings haven't changed.
Really?
Disbelief.
And you are very, very strange. And I am very lucky. Praise be to the Exalted One.
Blushes slightly. Damn. And now we kill. About your new persona.
Don't give me that look, Shireen. The plotting nobles, the scheming footfall thugs, the mysteries of Xeno artifacts, the bowing and scraping before the self-indulgent ecclesiarchy. All that's gone. Everything beyond these walls melted away like a dream. I'm fighting for my life. My soul's being torn to shreds and my body's bleeding. Is it too much to ask to want to be myself, Shireen?
If this is closer to the real you, then you can keep acting like this.
Sorry, Shireen, but that's not going to work. All the poor wretches on Footfall know me as the sweet-spoken lady from the hot planet. I've played the princess for too long to just smash her to pieces. But thanks for the kind words. It's good to know that my soldier's tongue hasn't scared you off.
Well, do you have any ideas of how we can get out of here?
That's a negative, Shireen. Hatching clever plans has been the last thing on my mind recently, you see. But on the bright side, while that Ashmag homunculus, may the Ashi devour that black-souled bag of bones, was busy experimenting on me, I managed to nick a couple of trinkets from his laboratory. Here, they may come in useful, if not for escaping, then at least for surviving in this rotten hole.
Very well. Remain vigilant. I shall need your help yet.
Sir, yes, sir. Your ladyship, Shireen. I'll be here, all primed and ready to go.
Jai's lips curve into a faint smile now that the seal of silence that has shackled them for years has finally been broken.
You came back from the dark, Elentark? Unharmed.
I should be rounding off, but I won't. Let's get the dialogue out of the way as much as possible. Although Irlia's sharp features remained the same, the deep shadows around her eyes and her listless gaze gave her the appearance of a living corpse. The Eldari looks withered, haunted, despondent. But when you approach, the relentlessness in her eyes is replaced with a faint glimmer of hope. How are you?
My body has already healed. The wounds of the soul will heal one day too. For suffering is a part of our life, not unlike love and fear and the desire to learn. The paths help the children of Asurion to endure any spiritual upheaval. And you, Elentark, did not allow me to stray from mine. For this, I am grateful. And yet, neither rest nor healing salves,
Nope.
or even our reconciliation, can soothe the savage turmoil in my soul, Elentark. Kruderak is lost, and the bud of truth never opened before me. What happened to my kinsmen? What happened to my world? And why did the Dark Cousin tell me less than he knew?
Roiling darkness in your Yrlia's emerald eyes that seem to search the very bottom of your soul. Well, that was a bit... That line wasn't exactly as written, the way it was read. What happened to you after the child?
I was meant to share your fate, Elentark, and vanish in the Dark City's rotting underbelly. But the Fleshmaster gave a different order. His twisted mind was beset by a question. Could a child of Asurion be saved from the gaze of she who thirsts with intense re-education? By replacing the influence of my spirit stone with the heady tang of pain that nourishes the followers of the dark ways? I donned the executioner's mantle. They allowed me to keep my spirit stone in exchange for the suffering of others. I survived, prayed for Asurion's mercy, and hoped to escape before the stone cracked under the torrent of pain and terror assaulting my soul. Before the experiment was complete.
Crystal near Yrlia's chestplate lights up with a crimson glow, and each of her breaths become more labored and restless than the last. I want to know why you did it. Everything, from beginning to end.
I tried to learn to trust you, Elentark. Whatever your motives, you did not turn away from me, and you helped me search for my kin. But despair ate at me from within. The human journeys through the realm of she who thirsts left my soul drained, and our attempts to save the children of Kruderak crumbled to nothing in the unending coldness of the dark cosmos. And even when I beheld a piece of Kruderak in your chambers, I wanted to believe you had nothing to do with it. I wanted to, but I succumbed to emotion, to fear, to hopelessness, to grief. I was afraid that Silent Thrash would find me before I found the truth. Which is why I tried to find my dark cousin on the day he attacked Argonis. I used the commotion to slip away unnoticed and wandered the streets like a shadow in search of its owner. My efforts were futile. I returned to the palace in confusion. I waited for my fresh wounds to stop aching, and for the watchfulness of the surrounding monkey to fade like the mist on an autumn morning. But still, I had my doubts. Perhaps, I thought, I should discuss it openly with you. That monkey Achilles. There was something wrong about him. He kept disappearing at night, so one day I followed him. Achilles was contacting Marajai, using an artifact that transmitted his master's orders. That is how I learned that the burnt monkey was about to betray you. Which meant my only chance to discover the fate of my homeworld was about to slip through my fingers. I could not wait any longer. I killed Achilles, took the artifact, and demanded answers from Marajai. He hinted at where I could go to look for the truth. You know what happened next.
I see. Did you kill Achilles?
My words will hardly console you, Elantark, but I killed the traitor. I fear the Dark Ones left too many scars on his fragile soul. Your loyal monkey broke, so I gifted him a swift death, free from the shame of betrayal.
We went through all that and you didn't even learn anything?
Alas, my cousin fell out of favor with the Archon. But even so, I doubt Marajai would reveal the truth. At least not before his dark soul was suffused with my suffering.
I don't want to do these. Enough about that. What do you know about this place?
Komora.
Komora?
This city grinds down the
Oh, that
will of
makes
the
sense.
strong and torments any who get tangled in its dark web. The fools are the first to die, and the shrewd perish regardless. I have never been here before, but few children of Osirion manage to escape the Dark City without surrendering a part of their soul. So what is it that you wish to know?
Who rules the Dark City? I believe that would be Vect.
An ancient and powerful Drukhari named Asdrubael Vect, the supreme overlord of the Cabal of the Black Heart, who reigns over all of the Drukhari with an iron fist. My dark kin consider him to be a living god. Much like your emperor on the Golden Throne, Vect sits upon a throne of darkness and suffering that keeps Komora's disparate clans from disintegrating. I would not want to meet him if I were you, Elantark.
What about cities other than Komora? Is there such a thing?
There are no other cities, Elantark. The Dark City has no bounds. It is a tangle of countless nightmare domains subject to a single ruler. An endless amalgamation of ever-changing and immutable dimensions. You cannot grasp its tenebrous grandeur, for even my life will not be long enough to visit all corners of the Dark City and the realms that border it. But it hardly matters where you go, for death lurks on every corner.
Do you know how we can get out of here?
The Dark City is pierced by millions of spires, and a webway gate may be hidden in any of them. It is the only way out of this place, and an impassable obstacle to any who do not know how to operate it. I know, and will help you should you so desire. But do I have the answers that you seek? Elantark, I promised that I would no longer hide my worries behind an icy wall of pride and doubt.
Oh.
And so I want to explain myself. But are you willing to hear me out?
She was frozen in indecision as well. I have been waiting for an explanation from you.
Not here. The words of my truth are intended only for your ears, Elantark.
Okay. Oh, fuck. Now, I think we're gonna do it so that we continue this dialogue on the next episode. I will see you later when we pick back up.